In this video, we're going to go through the entire history of the Star Wars Black Series Force FX lightsaber collection. Grab some blue milk, because it starts after this. What's up guys, Matt here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Nerdzoic. If you're new here, welcome to Nerdzoic. On this channel, you'll find a cornucopia of nerdness, with videos dedicated to the world of action figures and nostalgia, along with the TV shows, cartoons, and movies that inspired them. If that's the kind of content you enjoy, then go ahead and hit subscribe and come back every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for new videos. Today we're going to talk about Star Wars The Black Series and their Force FX lightsaber collection. If you saw my video from 2 days ago about the Star Wars helmets, then you probably saw this coming. Just like we did for the video about the helmets, we're going to go year by year and look at the different lightsabers that were released. And we're going to talk about what some of them are going for now versus what they went for originally at retail. All pricing as far as eBay goes is thanks to Action Figure 411, link in the description. As you know, the lightsaber is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. Not as clumsy or random as a blaster, an elegant weapon from a more civilized age. Oh yeah. It's probably the definition of irony that I'm quoting Obi-Wan Kenobi as I hold Darth Vader's lightsaber. Sorry. So let's talk about these lightsabers, but what the hell is that music? We're talking about lightsabers. We should have like epic fight lightsaber music. Much better. Replica lightsabers have been around in some shape or fashion for probably pushing close to 30 years, at least 25. This one here that I have is a Darth Vader Master Replica version from, about 2002, I'd say. But the ones we're specifically talking about today are the ones that Hasbro has made. So these started in 2015. They're part of the Black Series, so they're part of my Black Series videos. And Hasbro has been coming out with a few more every year ever since. Now again, this is the Hasbro lightsaber line that we're talking about today. There's numerous others. There's some that just make hilts. There's some other ones that are licensed, like Disney Parks actually recently released a line that have removable blades. By the way, if anyone's actually gotten any of them, let me know how they are, because I haven't seen any of them in the flesh yet, and I'm curious to know how they compare and how much they are, because they're only sold at Galaxy's Edge, which I understand is like kind of ridiculously priced. Hit me up in the comments, tell me about it. Before we talk about each lightsaber in the line, let me talk about some of the features that these have. So first off, they're marketed as a collectible, not a toy. And the packaging specifically calls out that it's collector grade quality. Let's let us be the judge of that. They do come in beautiful Black Series packaging, very reminiscent to the figure line, with the character in black and white off to the side. It's very high-end packaging. It looks very classy and has a premium feel to it. All the figures come with a display stand. Most of them have multiple ways that they can be displayed, and they feature premium light and sounds from the movies. The hilts are full metal, and in fact, as I look at them and I compare them to the Master Replica versions, the hilts, not that different, not that big of an upgrade. But the blades, huge upgrade. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to get my hands on one of these in person. I've seen them in person, but I've never, okay. Let's be honest. I can't wait to get my hands on one of these and play with it. I've seen them, I've held them, but I've never gotten to play with them, you know. Nerd out. These Black Series blades are super bright. They're lit by LED lights, and they're made of a polycarbonate. From what I've seen, the blades have much better light effects than the old Master Replica versions, as far as when like lightsabers clash against them or when they deflect a blaster bolt. When you look close at them lit up, the thing that really stands out to me is what separates them from previous versions made. The blades are more white than they are colored, with the afterglow being the color of the saber. So if you look, a lot of the past figures, they look like someone holding a popsicle. It's all bright and red, but go watch the movie. That's not what it looked like. It was really white with a red tint to it. Or maybe it's red with a white tint. Either way, it's not a popsicle. Let's start with 2015. The first lightsaber we had released was in 2015. 2015 actually saw 4 total lightsabers released. The very first one, number 1 in this line, was Master Yoda. So Yoda, we didn't get to see him fight until 2002, Attack of the Clones, and he fought in that movie, and then he fought again in Revenge of the Sith. And holy crap, he was like a little ball of lightning. Like, yeah, he was pretty crazy. Lightsaber's cool, it's tiny though. In fact, as I look at it and I look at comparisons of it next to other lightsabers, I almost think it's big still. Yoda's a little fella. Now, when this came out, the MSRP was $175, but you can find it most places for about $150, so there's a lot of discrepancy in pricing. So I'm going to say $175 for all of these first few lightsabers, but $150 somewhere in there. It really depends where you're getting it, but I'm pretty sure the official Hasbro MSRP was $175. So that's what we're going to say everything was, $175. With that in mind, Yoda's selling for almost $276. That's insane, because this thing's tiny. There's no chance in hell I would pay that for this lightsaber. It's a cool piece, but he uses it in 2 movies in a grand total of 2 scenes. I love Yoda, but I'm not paying for a tiny lightsaber that's going to be $300. It's questionable if I would have even paid for it when it was brand new and I could have gotten it for $175 or even less. Nope, I'm passing on this one. But that's our first lightsaber. The second lightsaber we got was Darth Vader's lightsaber. We didn't actually get to ever see Vader make this lightsaber, so this lightsaber he made after the event of Revenge of the Sith, where Obi-Wan left him for dead and took his lightsaber. He stole it. Finders keepers, I don't know. Speaking of the stolen lightsaber, number 3 is Luke Skywalker's blue lightsaber from A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. I say speaking of, because this is the one that Ben Kenobi gives him in A New Hope. That's actually Anakin's that he stole from his stumpy carcass as it burned to death. That's dark. To me, this is one of the most iconic sabers, possibly my favorite Jedi saber. Unfortunately, right now it's going for about $265 on eBay. Hoping I can find a better deal somewhere, because if I picked up one, it'd probably be this one. I love this blue lightsaber. The final lightsaber released in 2015, number 4 in the line, was Kylo Ren. That makes sense. This was the year The Force Awakens was released, so we got Kylo Ren everything. I think I have Kylo Ren dish soap somewhere. I'm just kidding, I don't have that. Or do I? This one sounded noticeably different than the others. It had that unstable, uncontrolled, buzzing-ish, angry sound that it had in the movie, which is pretty cool that they made it that accurate. It's also much heavier than the other lightsabers, even Vader's, which was heavier than the other ones released so far. It does come with these signature hilt guards that light up, not quite simultaneously with the blades, slightly delayed, just like in the movie. Just the whole thing is really well detailed and it looks great. Looking at the blade, you can see that the light is not consistent when it's lit up, which again, like the movie, it's supposed to have that staticky look whenever he lights it up in the movie. It's unstable, like him, get it? Analogy. This is a really cool lightsaber. It did go a little bit more than the other ones when it was released. I think it was about $200, but right now you can pick it up for about $165, $170 or so on eBay. So don't hesitate, but there's another Kylo one coming up that's upgraded and better, so be patient. Is it just me, or is Kylo Ren the best part of the new trilogy? Let's move to 2016. In 2016, we had a grand total of 1 lightsaber release. Number 5 was Luke's Return of the Jedi blade. This is his green blade that we see in Return of the Jedi. This is another one that's actually selling for less than what it originally went for. Right now, you can find it on eBay for about $140, $150, somewhere in there, even shipped. For such a great original trilogy lightsaber, it's tempting. Moved to 2017, we had 2 lightsabers released. The first was Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber from The Phantom Menace. Now, if you remember, this lightsaber was kicked down the shaft by Darth Maul right before he got himself cut in half by Obi-Wan. So, again, just kind of jog your memory here. Obi-Wan hanging. Big guy! Qui-Gon over there. I'm already dead. Darth Maul kicks Obi-Wan's lightsaber down the shaft, and then he's just kind of screwing with him, taunting him. Obi-Wan force pulls Qui-Gon's lightsaber, cuts Darth Maul in half. Do you need to say spoiler alert on a movie that's over 20 years old? If you're supposed to, then my bad. This one's selling at $177 right now, so right about the same as what it went for originally. The other one released this year was Rey's lightsaber from The Last Jedi. This is the one that you can see her training with Luke. So this is basically Luke's blue lightsaber, which is basically Anakin's blue lightsaber. This blue lightsaber's been around a long time. Let's trace back. Anakin makes it. Obi-Wan cuts Anakin's arms and legs off and burns them. Obi-Wan then takes Anakin's lightsaber, gives it to Luke. Luke then gets his hand cut off in Cloud City, and loses his lightsaber and his hand. And then somehow the plot point for the new trilogy is Luke's lightsaber. What about his hand? Rey finds that lightsaber in Maz Kanata's cantina, takes it to Luke, who plays hot potato with it, throws it over his shoulder, and then it's hers, I guess? I don't know. So this is not technically a repack. They did change it some. I don't know if they weathered it or what, but as far as I can tell, like, from a storyline standpoint, it's the same lightsaber, right? If I'm wrong, hit me in the comments. I know someone knows this better than me and can tell me, but I'm pretty sure it's the same lightsaber. What makes zero sense about this entire thing, though? That lightsaber, which originally went for $175, remember, is going for over $260. Why, people? Number 8 is not a lightsaber. Instead, it's a Z6 Riot control baton. There's something I didn't know we needed made. Alright, this isn't a lightsaber, but I admit the scene from The Last Jedi was actually pretty cool. It's got a nice window packaging that opens, so inside you can see what's going on without having to buy it, which didn't seem to help the sales on this. More on that in a minute. It comes with a black display stand and has all the movie sounds and lights that it made in The Last Jedi. The thing that I don't like about this one is it has this flip-out prongy things, but the prongs are made of this like junky plastic. So I held this at a convention and they felt like they were made of something like a child's toy. Not what you'd expect from a high-end collectible. It also vibrates in your hand when you're fighting with it, and it vibrates kind of wildly. Yeah, that's awkward. This thing initially sold for $200. Ooh. Hasbro took a bath on this one. Right now, I look, you can buy it now on eBay for about 80 bucks, and if you wait for an auction, you can probably find it even cheaper. That did not go well for Hasbro. That brings us to our next lightsaber, which is the first lightsaber of 2019, and that is Nick Fury. What? And that is Mace Windu. Sorry, I got my Samuel L. Jackson characters confused. So this is the iconic purple lightsaber that he has. If you had never heard the story on this, it's pretty interesting. Basically, Sam Jackson requested a purple lightsaber so that when he watched Attack of the Clones, he would be able to find himself more easily in the arena battle scene. So he could say, hey, look, there's me, I got the purple one. Unfortunately, while this lightsaber was meant to be purple, it actually came out more of like a hot pink. This looks like it could go in Barbie's dream house. If this line continues, hopefully they'll redo this with a purple blade instead of a pink blade. I might buy it then, because the hilt looks awesome, and I don't know if Master Replica's ever made one of these. Now, we never see Mace die on screen, so for all we know, he could be alive out there somewhere. For those of you keeping track at home, I did indeed say number 8 twice. So, the Riot baton was number 8 in the line, and Mace's lightsaber was number 8 in the line. Interesting. Hasbro must have had the same person working quality control on this lightsaber line that was in charge of making sure stormtroopers didn't hit their head in the Death Star of A New Hope. Now, what quality control people do I know that tend to miss this type of thing? Number 10 was Darth Maul, which is a great lightsaber, and initially I looked at this, I'm like, oh man, you get this gigantic lightsaber for $170? No, you get a half of a lightsaber for $170. So you see in the movie, he fights both with the full extended thing, and he also fights with just the half. You get just the half here. It does come with the connector, so if you buy 2 of them, you can make the full-on thing. But just looking at it, I think that'd be like 75 to 80 inches long, so that would be one big lightsaber. I'm not gonna lie, that would be really tempting to do. 2 of them at $175 a piece. It's expensive, but it's not that good. They're actually selling for about $370 a piece right now, so doing 2 of these would be like too much money. The next one we got in 2019 was the Kylo Ren Elite Black Series Force FX lightsaber. Whew, that's a mouthful. I guess they gave up on the numbering, huh? So this is not a re-release. It's a pretty big upgrade over the original. Overall, the changes were made to make it look more realistic to the movie. So now, the big thing, the blades are removable. The ignition switch is hidden. It's actually a little bit slimmer than the original, and it's much brighter. If you hold them next to each other, you can tell the staggered ignition is similar, but it only works if pointed down. So in the movie, when his blade's pointed down, the hilt lights up a little bit delayed. But if it's up, apparently it lights up faster. I don't know, but that's what this one does. There's more lights on the crossguard, so that's brighter. And it comes in this cool triangle box that looks like FedEx designed it. It, of course, comes with a stand, but it also comes with a coin. Wow, that totally makes me want to buy another one. I don't even have the first one. Originally, this one went for $300, but you can pick it up on eBay for about $250, $260, somewhere in there. So if you want one, between this one and the other one, this one's definitely better, but $100 price difference, you decide. So that's everything that's been released so far. But We have a bunch more coming in 2020. So on July 1st, we have 2 coming out. We have Kit Fisto's green lightsaber coming out, and we have Asajj Ventress, God, I hope I said that right, and her curved red-bladed lightsaber coming out. Both of these are saying that they're going to be sold for the $215 price point, so it looks like we're seeing a price bump. Moving a little bit further into summer, August 1st, we get Count Dooku's bladed lightsaber, and then on September 1st comes one that I think is going to be really popular, and that is the blade of Darth Revan. So he's from the Old Republic video games. He is a Sith gone Jedi, something we don't see all that often. But because of that, his blade can be 2 different colors. It can be red, or it can be the redeemed purple. And you can take out the kyber crystal, which I guess is how you can make it change colors. This thing looks pretty awesome. That's a really popular character. Finding that Black Series figure was really difficult for a while. This is going to be sought after. I got a feeling we're not going to see this one sitting around Barnes & Noble. I think people are going to pick this up. I talked to some people who are really casual collectors. Hey, Andrew, who knew this was coming out. They're really excited about it, which makes me think, again, tough to find. Pre-order it if you can to be safe. The weird thing about this one is it actually comes with a vertical display, which we haven't seen in any of the other ones. So I'm really curious to see what that looks like once it's actually on display. But let's face it, most people are going to play with it. That's all that's been announced so far. I have no idea what will be next, but I do have some ideas. I have 4 ideas, actually. 1, I would like to see Qui-Gon. I like Qui-Gon. His lightsaber's kind of just generic, but it's a cool green lightsaber. Make it happen. One I don't want to see that we're probably going to see is Rey's yellow lightsaber from the end of Rise of Skywalker. I'm not buying it, but sure, make it. Another cool one will be Palpatine's lightsaber from Revenge of the Sith with slide-out track. Awesome. And last but not least, Ahsoka's lightsaber from the Clone Wars. She actually purifies the lightsaber and has a white lightsaber. So that'd be cool and different. Which of those 4 would you like to see? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to see who the winner is. Or if it's somebody I didn't say, tell me that. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it valuable. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up down below. Speaking of comments, once I do some research after I have this video edited and posted, I'm going to go ahead and put up any sales I see or any good prices from non-eBay places in a pinned comment. So if you're looking for any of these, head to the comments, look for the pinned comment, and see if I have any links there for one of the sabers you're looking for. Just a disclaimer, depending on where I find deals, some of these might be affiliate links, but that's okay. It helps Nerdzoic keep the lights on. Crap, nobody paid the electric bill again. Of course, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe and check out this video here. I think you're going to like it. And as always, stay nerdy.